Hello, welcome to my TennoGen guide. I'm going to try and make this as short and simple as possible, just for beginners, because I don't have much experience in the TennoGen, so I can't really give much help whenever I don't actually know how to use it. So to start off, these three are lights, these three boxes. It's the same as in pretty much any 3D modeling application. So this is going to be what you're looking at the start. You need to go to help before you can do much. You should read most of these. They are quite helpful to read, and it gives you a better understanding of the plugin, or of the application, should I say. So, whichever gun or ship you intend to change, you're going to need to download these. So, I'm going to be doing Gorgon. I would click download, and it would open in a zip file. I then drag everything in the zip file into a folder, such as this, except not that. That's for testing. It'll look something like this to start off with. So once that's done, it's perfectly fine. If you're going to be texturing it, you need to go down here, and if you're going to be using Photoshop, get Super PNG. It will open in a zip file as well once you download it, and you just drag the plugin into your plugins folder in Photoshop, or in your Photoshop directory. So to start, click import, find whichever gun you intend, or ship, whichever you intend to edit, open it, it'll give you this. This is your basic model. Now that you've clicked on it, it should have materials down here. So basically just match up whichever the name is to whichever the name is. So this is your diffuse map. There we go, that adds a bit of detail. Keep on adding these. Now specular is a bit different because it isn't actually named specular. So it's either curve or ambient occlusion. Cannot figure out for the life of me which one's which though, because I'm not really actually experienced in this, so I'm just going to use curve at the moment. And then roughness as my ambient occlusion. At this point, if I add tint mask, it's not going to do anything. Like, even if I change the colors, it's not going to affect the model at all. So to fix this, you go to Photoshop, you bring in this, which is your mask layer, bring it in, and whenever I release it, I'm holding down shift, which should open this interface. You simply turn on alpha appears as a separate channel, click OK. Doesn't really matter because there is no alpha at this point. So you need to create an alpha by clicking here. It'll add an alpha. An alpha will basically combine all these. So each one of these layers is a different color: red, green, blue. RGB is a collection of all of them. So now that I do have the alpha on it, I'm going to save it. In fact, I'll hit save as just to make sure. Make sure it's Super PNG and hit save. This should appear, alpha. You need to turn on the alpha and hit OK. Now if I change the tint mask, once it's updated, there we go. As you can see, changing the color will change the corresponding color. So I'll change it to green for the Gorgon. Here's roughly a Gorgon's metal color. Now, this is pretty much it for the recoloring, but recoloring is pretty basic and won't really impress anyone. So to add a design onto it, for example, I'm going to be doing a cube brow paw. Basically, you just need to find a shape, or else use the draw tool, like pencil, pen, whatever, and just draw on it. But I'm really not good at drawing, so I will leave that. So I'm going to be doing a paw. I'm going to do it on the red layer about here. It needs to be black, by the way, to show out. So basically, each of the colors is only going to be black and white. If it's white, it'll show its color more intensely, and if it's black, it won't show its color at all. So now that I've got that paw on there, on the red layer, I will just hit save as because I want the original file to remain intact. I will type something like paw, change the name, save, make sure it's still alpha, and whenever I click on it, there it is there. There is my paw. So that is the basic functioning of how retexturing works, but it will get more advanced with the fact that you're going to have to be editing different layers, and it is quite hard to see them. But that should entertain you for a while, I suppose. And basically, it's all about just experimenting and just having a little bit of fun while you play around with stuff and see what you can do effectively over time. And whenever you're finally ready to upload, just hit it. So, good luck.